Saue is a town in the agglomeration of the capital city of Estonia, Tallinn, with around 5,000–6,000 inhabitants, close to the nature, yet not too far from the biggest city and capital city of the country. There is the Saue Music School, which has a huge and broad spectrum of music styles. Now its jazz band represents the Estonian culture at the big festival of the Hungarian city Szombathely. Toivo und, the leader of the pop jazz section, Kristiina Liivik, director of the music school, and Melani Oruste, the singer of this jazz department band called Divergents. When was the music school founded?
Hello. Saue Music School was founded 1996. It was now 25 years ago. And when we founded, it was very special. We started with jazz department and classical department together. And it was very special in Estonia and first time.
So it was the first jazz school in Estonia, or
it
what?
It was first school, yes. We start with jazz music department. Let's start prepare student and give jazz music education.
Why is it important to teach improvisation for the young musicians, and how can it be taught as of its essence is the spontaneity, yet the several musicians need to accord their improvisation with each other?
It is so that if you can improvise, then you can listen to the music differently. Let's say I'm a half classical musician, as I'm working in the opera house, and I'm a half jazz musician. And what's a good thing, I listen to music differently, even classical music. So if those young guys doing something, it's going to be a little bit or totally, it depends the different sound from the original or whatever it is.
How is the music industry and culture funded by the state, for example, its music school and the music festival you are organizing, this Norte Jazz?
Didn't understand quite the question.
Ta räägib ju praegu sellest, et jazz festivalist, aga kuidas see toetada? Okay, it's as it everywhere, it's quite difficult because to find a notation and every kind of things. But it's for the young people, for the young musicians, and for the young audience. It's very important to listen things in a different way, and his own way. And again, back about this improvisation, those young artists, they are listening and doing the music in a different way. Also, the audience. And that's a difference of the classical and jazz pop music. And let's say, you ask about the government.
Yes, how the state, the Estonian state, is founding the cultural life, and how is the cultural life in Estonia, and how is it organized and financed by the state, or how independent are the institutions and so on?
Of course, it's difficult as everywhere. I'm sure that in Hungary it's the same thing. If you want to do such a kind of big festival, it's a little bit easier because you have a different kind of sponsors and so on. But let's say Estonian government, of course, support teaching the young people, even let's say, especially in Saue or also I teach some lot of years ago in east of Estonia, but it's never enough dotation and supporting. That's why it's always difficult. But anyway, it works.
How you are making the repertoire, what to play at your concerts and what to teach, which music to play. As of, for example, here you were playing some jazz and blues standards. So how you select the songs, what to play?
Let's say that we can select those songs all together with the students. Because it's no reason to play in music, I mean even in classical music, especially in jazz or pop music, it's no reason to play things which you don't like. You have to like it. You have to like those songs. And then Melissa said that she's repertoire.
I mean, yeah, it's really important that you want to do this music, that you like the music yourself. And one thing that my singing teacher told me is that if you feel that the song lyrics aren't quite you have to think about what you're singing, and sometimes it can be difficult if you're not really, if you haven't maybe experienced the things the song is about yourself. So then she said you should maybe sing about somebody else. Let's say, for example, about your friend, or you have to find a way so that you make the song like it's your own one. Yeah, so that is really important aspect while picking the songs.
And of course, the level of students, it's different. All the musical background, if they have that, it's very different. She likes, let's say, Norah Jones, but she likes the rock and roll. So what? And then, or let's say, he likes the country music or folk music. So what? And we try to find together the real repertoire, and then we start to work with that. And of course, it's quite often when we want to build up the song or the music standard, whatever, and we threw it up without later, because it's not going to be sounds or whatever. It's very important that young people like that what they are doing. It's very, very important, I think. And then we start to of course, the band, what is being band if, let's say, they are not the professionals. I'm also teaching on a music high school. They're going to be professionals. Then it's another rules. But they are not the professionals in future too. And that's why it's important that everybody like what they are doing. And of course, they are learned a lot of new things. Not only what I am teaching, but they are learned from each other. What's the new things in music. It's very important.
How came the connection to Szombathely that you play here at this festival? You have a longer connection, or is the first time that you are here?
First time. It's the first time, yes.
Yeah, we haven't been here before. I
But
know, 'cause,
I was in Szombathely many years ago with wind orchestra, maybe second time before, but 20 years ago. But now it was a very long time. But Esther Villani was my good friend, and she talked me about this festival and the interesting tradition and this about this possible play in this festival with Saue Jazz Band, and I talk with Toivo, and Toivo said it's very important experience for student for this life, and so I think so. Okay, we try prepare after this. It was a very difficult time before. It's Corona time, and it was very difficult. But take this our lessons and organize all this lesson by distance, and so. But now is not so big problem. But I think so. It's very important thing in the future for youth musician and for this life.